Hey guys, it's me again. Welcome back to another video. This is something new that I'm going to be doing, which this is a Season 4 Invincible rundown. This video will include spoilers for Season 4 and probably Season 5, maybe even Season 6. Alright, so I've been reading the comics a lot more recently. I have all the compendiums. I'm a few chapters into the third one, so I'm basically all the way to where season 4 would end, but I don't know where it's going to end. We don't have it confirmed. We just know that there's going to be 8 episodes to this new Invincible season 4 season, but we did hear that Invincible season 4 will have longer episodes, so that may mean like a confirmed hour, maybe even an hour and a half. But this season is going to be some of the craziest stuff you've ever seen in like a comic to TV show adaptation. Alright, so the first part that we're going to talk about mainly is going to be the Viltrumite War. The Viltrumite War is probably going to be the first arc of the season, like the first 4-episode arc, and it is like the craziest thing because like spoiler alert, Oliver almost dies. He basically does die, but he comes back to life. Invincible almost dies right after he actually kills Conquest for like the second time because Conquest was able to like revive himself basically, and that was a brutal scene. And then there's like an 8-week gap of Invincible healing where nothing happens in the Invincible War, so they just like they go home and everything seems fine. Like they think that like Invincible thinks that everything's going to be messed up, but everything actually seems fine. We also have a quick new villain named Galactica. She's a pretty like she's not too important of the story from now on, but like she is a pretty powerful character. She's going to be voiced by some girl who played what's it called? A girl in The Walking Dead, and she played one of the Wakandan soldiers, like the main Wakandan soldiers in Black Panther and Avengers Infinity War and Endgame. Alright, so the next main villain that we're going to be talking about is Dinosaurus. So he isn't a Viltrumite, he's nothing close to it, but he has kind of like the same mindset, where he tries to fix things, but he ends up like doing a lot of bad things while trying to fix like the main thing. He ends up like leveling Las Vegas, which is like a very big city. Like I've been there myself, and it's a huge city, so that's like a bad thing to do because he's like how they're like wasting so much electricity and how they could do so much better if they like replaced everything with solar panels, which is true, but he didn't execute it in the right way. He ends up killing Invincible later in the chapter, chapter 100, which might not even happen in season 4. That's probably going to happen in season 5, or end of season 4, go right into season 5, like big cliffhanger, where he quote unquote dies, but doesn't actually. And it was a pretty shocking thing because for most of the time when a comic run hits their 100th comic, they like to do something shocking, and that was the shocking thing that Robert Kirkman did, and he pulled through with it. Like in that whole time, Robot thinks that Invincible is like the bad guy, and he actually tries to stop him as well, and that turns into its whole thing. Apparently, he's gonna be the main villain of season 5 or 6. Robot will be. I haven't gotten to that point of the comics yet, so I don't exactly know. Before that, we also have the Robot / Rex and Monster Girl arc, where Robot and Monster Girl are both in the Flaxen universe. They actually age more so like 20 years during that process, which means after that part, Monster Girl isn't like a girl anymore. She doesn't have the appearance of like a 12-year-old girl. Now she has the appearance of like a 28-year-old woman. And fun fact, they actually had like a really big outbreaking Rex and Monster Girl, Rex / Robot, because Robot wasn't like I guess sexually pleasing enough. So Monster Girl turned into Monster Guy. Yeah, when she's in monster form, she's technically a guy, and she impregnated a Flaxen woman. So yeah, now she has a kid. Nolan and Debbie get back together after a big argument, but Debbie realized that he was actually sorry, but she still doesn't like totally trust him at that point. She does later in the series, and they tend to like get together again.
Leave no one alive.
I put at this part a Zootopia abortion comic, but with Adam Eve. Adam Eve, right before the Viltrumite War, gets pregnant by Mark, and she has an abortion because he would be gone for another 10 months, and she is not ready to have another, like, a kid. And that's why her powers was messing up at the end of season 3. And then next is Bulletproof's takeover. Bulletproof disguises himself as Invincible just so that the Invincible ink thing that Adam and Eve and Mark set up the season before could still be on without them like thinking it's not invincible. Like, he looked pretty accurate and like convincing. It turns out that Bulletproof actually had a twin who his parents thought was Bulletproof, but turns out that the twin, when trying to give Bulletproof the powers, accidentally killed himself in the like radiation. So Bulletproof, like the guy who is Bulletproof, was playing as both his twin and himself at the like consecutively to please his parents, and he kind of spilled the beans on them. Adam, Eve, and Mark get pregnant again after the Viltrumite War, but this time they decide to keep it after Mark learned that she got an abortion the first time, not knowing that she was pregnant when he left. So yay, they're gonna have a kid. That's so awesome, the gift of birth. At the end of the Viltrumite War, it was shown that Thrag and the other living Viltrumites, only about 30 of them, were on Earth, and they made a pact saying that they could reproduce, like Invincible and Omni-Man agreed with this, that the Viltrumites could reproduce and they wouldn't try to like interfere with each other, and if they did try to interfere with each other, that the Viltrumites would kill all the humans, both ending both of their lives, like extinct, making both the humans and the Viltrumites extinct. The Scourge virus, it is back. The virus that the head of the like global army, the old Viltrumite who betrayed them, reveals that he still has the Scourge virus, and Alan decides to, yeah, it would be a smart idea to bring the Scourge virus back to Earth so that the Viltrumites there could die, but it could also risk all the humans dying as well. Omni-Man and Invincible fight him, and Oliver, because Oliver kind of actually agrees with Alan, because we know from season 3, Oliver doesn't exactly care about the human race. He thinks that they're horrible people, and so they fight each other, and Alan decides, yeah, you guys are right, we shouldn't be doing this because it could be so much worse than it actually is. Alright, so during that time, the Viltrumites got a base on the moon, and after what happened with Alan, where Invincible got the Scourge virus but survived from it, an alien who worked for the Viltrumites made a discovery, but as soon as he learned about the discovery, Thrag saw that he made the discovery, and he killed him right after. But the discovery that happened was that there were specific Viltrumites that were like the Chosen One's ancestors and would not be affected by the Scourge virus. It turns out that those Chosen One's ancestors are Omni-Man and Invincible. So, like, Thrag goes to try to kill Omni-Man and tells him what it was before he killed Omni-Man, and Omni-Man's like, I don't care, but Thrag still decides to like try to kill him, even though Omni-Man doesn't want to be a leader. And then all the other Viltrumites see Thrag fighting Omni-Man, and they discover what happened as well. And they don't banish or they don't kill Thrag. They exile him so that he could live on a planet by himself, which might be a very big mistake, as shown in later chapters of the comic that I have not made it to. But Omni-Man becomes the new emperor of the Viltrumite Empire, and he is like very good with it, and he he is gonna do great with it, knowing that Invincible will be the next to be throned if Omni-Man were to give up or to die. Alright, and then Angstrom returns again somehow. He wasn't killed the last time, we know that for sure because it was just his arm being chopped off. And so does what's it called? Mohawk Mark and another version. Mohawk Mark is actually the good guy in this because the other Mark is trying to kill him so that he could eat him because they kind of had to do that to survive. And Adam Eve tries to like explain with Ingsham Levy, and it actually works. But the thing is, Mark wasn't there, and as soon as he comes back, he gets stopped by Adam Eve, but not the Mohawk Mark, and they Mohawk Mark and Ingstrom Levy both get pushed into another portal. We don't know where they end up. At least I don't yet. Alright, and then the last thing that I'll add that I know nothing about is that at the end of Season 3, a new storyline, not even from the comics, with Damien Darkblood, the demon detective from Season 1 who first figured out that Omni-Man was the bad guy, is going to return again, and he's going to have his own character arc that, like I said, isn't in the comics, so I have no idea what's going to happen with that. But I just wanted to include that in because we know that it's happening, we just don't know what's going to happen. Alright guys, thank you for watching that video. It took some time because I've been reading this a lot. I'm a few chapters into this, but we have a lot of pages of crazy stuff that's going to happen. I am so excited for Season 4. I am so excited to read more of this in the Invincible universe. Like, I am on an Invincible craze right now because I am so hyped for March 18th. I won't be able to watch the first 3 episodes until March 19th because that day that it comes out is going to be a very busy day for me. But then the day after that, I actually have off school. So I'd be able to take all the time from that and put it onto like my schedule for watching Invincible Season 4. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for next time.